Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we're just going to be playing some more Killing Floor 1 and just talking about stuff. Yeah, I'll stop rambling and we'll get right into it. Yeah, you guys know what time it is. Oh, I'm going to die on this little ass map. I love this map though. Yeah, anyway. Thank y'all for chilling, by the way, as always. I don't know why I love this map so much. I enjoy the Matrix movies, you know? Like, the first one's really good. Whatever, the sequels, the two sequels are just like, eh, you know? Whatever. But then that last one, oh my god, that last one is awful. Awful. I remember giving it was like one of the first bad movies, like, of the modern times, you know, that I gave, like, a real chance to. And Keanu Reeves didn't even want to be there. So it's like, why the hell should I want to be there to watch it? It was bad. And then, like, what was it? The creator, the director, they were asked, "Why'd you make this movie? Why'd you make it?" And they were just so taken aback by the question. They were like, they didn't know. Yay! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Oh, this music. Oh my god! Just gets you, no matter what. You could be dodging them. It's so weird. Yeah. Well, we're gonna be talking about a movie in a second here. Hold on. Yeah. Anyway, today we're gonna be just finishing up the Hatchet series that we've been talking about for this month. Uh, with Victor Crowley, it's the fourth movie, and in my opinion, it didn't really need to be made. Like, the movie never, the franchise never really took itself, like, extremely serious to begin with, and it was always kind of campy and goofy. This one's just a comedy now, pretty much. Like, it's a horror comedy. It's not very good in my opinion. Oh my god, this guy's just chewing my shit up. Yay! We could just keep, we could just stay above them all if we do it right. Oh no, that was actually pretty cool. Anyway, I don't know. I did this. I talked about it a while back, and I said, like, I got a couple things wrong, but, like, I was like, whatever. I remember it not being that great, or at least not enjoying it that much, and I was told that I was wrong. I mean, I was pretty right. I mean, there was a reason why I, like, totally forgot about that fucking movie's existence. It really didn't need to be made, and then, I don't know, the story was just kind of thrown together, and it was just too goofy, you know? I mean, like, it is relatively enjoyable. I mean, if you're gonna watch the whole franchise, it's not, like, you know, terrible. At least you get Kane Hodder back as Hatchet, but so it stays, like, you know, authentic to that at least. Yeah, that's kind of why I wanted this map, because I knew it was going to be a little bit more hectic. It's like, this movie's a bit more basic. I need to, I don't know. It's okay. All right, well, let's just start off. Like, it starts off with, like a flashback to, like, probably shortly after the legend started, of, like, a couple in the early 60s. They're there, whatever, on a date late at night, yada yada. You know what ends up happening. They hear Victor and he kills them. Yeah, well, whatever. But the way the story, I don't even really know why they even fucking put that part in it, really, to tell the truth. It takes place 10 years after the fact, and if you remember right, if you remember the end of the third movie, he was like, the curse was, like, you know, cured, whatever. I don't fucking know. They hit him with his dad's ashes and blew him, like, she shot him with a gun, and, you know, whatever, that was it, you know, like, he's dead. Like, the ghost, the revenant, is gone. So, you know, it's 10 years after the fact, and one of the only survivors, which was the Asian actor that was in all of the movies, but in the three movies, he was a different character. In the first two, he was like twins, right? And then in the third one, he was just, he coincidentally was a guy that was a paramedic on a cleanup crew that was the same actor, you know what I mean? And, like, it was funny because they reference it. The guy was like, I cleaned up one guy that looked exactly like you. He's like, oh, what, all Asians look alike, funny, ha ha ha. I was like, that's actually pretty funny how that worked. Like how they did that. You can get some crazy tech going. Oh, I love this map. It's like Subway Surfers. Come on now. Yeah, bitch. But anyway, yeah. And fun fact, that Asian guy, that pretty much the main character, like he's one of the main actors throughout the whole movie. He's not the main character throughout the whole franchise, but he's there and he's very prominent. He's a funny dude. He's also the voice for Takeda in the new Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 1, which is arguably not a Mortal Kombat game, but I have nothing against him. Whatever. I thought that was interesting. But anyway, yeah, he's a survivor. He wrote a book. It's 10 years later. He's like profiting off of like the tragedy kind of But I guess he's just doing what he can. But it's funny because he's got like a publicist, and she's like your stereotypical pilled up, pretty much just like soulless publicist, only for the money. Like, I don't know. Like it's really on the nose, and she's actually really funny. The actress is really funny. And the way that the character dies is pretty grotesque, and I probably won't talk about that because YouTube will probably be like, no. But anyway, it starts off with that guy at a book signing, and like he gets talked into going back to the swamp for something, and he fights hard. He's like, I'm not going back, and then his publicist says, you'll get $1 million. He was like, shit. So he does it, and on the other side of this, there's a group of friends that are trying to, like, they're shooting like a D-list whatever movie, fan movie, whatever. They're all going to be, like, this is like two separate stories that are going to be commingling into fucking one, that's that kind of movie. So, like, what ends up happening is those friends, they go to, like, shoot a trailer or whatever, a concept, so they can get funding for whatever their project is. And what they do is they look up how to say the curse at the pond. They go on site to film it, right? So they're at the swamp, and then they like play the curse pretty much on YouTube, and it ends up being Tony Todd's character on YouTube or like on the internet from like 2002. It's actually pretty funny, or like that's what the date was, right, on the video. Yeah. But anyway, how that ends up going is like there's a plane. They're on the plane. The Asian guy going back, and there's like a whole group of people. The production crew and everything is on a plane. They're over the swamp. Well, the swamp has a malfunction, probably because of the curse, and someone gets sucked out of the window and lands like right in front of those kids that are like filming, for the movie. So like they get fucking freaked out, and then the plane crashes. And then, like, yeah, that's kind of when shit hits the fan, pretty much. Like, you see, because obviously with the curse, Victor comes back, and yeah. I don't know, it's interesting. I think the best character in the movie is this, like, guy who owns the boat. And he's just the goofiest, on-the-nose kind of character, and he's, like, an aspiring actor or whatever, and I don't know. He ends up being the G at the end of the movie, so it's just like it was that guy's movie. He was like the most likable character in that whole movie. I don't know, like the girl, I think she'd be like the director of the movie. Like that chick, like God bless her, her acting's not that great, and like I don't know, like this movie is probably like if you were gonna rate the movies, it would definitely be like first, third, second, and then fourth. Yeah, that, like, I don't know. The second one's alright, but there's just too much filler for me to, like, consider it to be, like, a fucking full movie. If they took out all the crap, it probably would have been, like, a 45-minute long movie, and that does not count. Yeah, the plane goes down in the swamp, and then, like, the people, that ends up being, like, a safe haven. It's safe, but, like, there's one, like, the one person I feel the worst for is this woman that gets caught, like, under, like, mangled seats or something like that. Like she's pinned on the ground, but, like, they're partially in the swamp, so, slowly filling up with water, and then she ends up like ultimately drowning like slowly, and it's awful. And then the guy, I don't know, that guy, the goofy guy ends up being in that situation of like holding her hand, and it was a very visceral scene. And like I don't know, that's the one part in the movie that kind of makes you go like I don't know, makes you feel, I think. But like other than that, the movie was pretty much made just to bring them back and to kill people. I don't like like it really wasn't. There really wasn't much of a purpose of the movie. I don't know, this is probably going to be like not that great of a video, but to be completely, I mean, which one of mine are like really great anyway, right? Just some idiot rambling about horror movies and entertainment and shit. But anyway, yeah, no, like this one, there's really not that much to it. It's a goofy kind of movie. Yeah. I feel like it's just kind of like a nostalgia bait type of thing when it's not, it wasn't even that old or like that far. I think it was like 2012 was the, I want to say 2012 was the third movie, and then I think this one came out in like, I want to say it was like 17 or maybe a little bit before that. But like it wasn't really that long after. Time-wise, it's a decade after in that universe because the first three movies take place back to back to back. And then this one's like obviously 10 years later. They bring them back just for reasons, right? I don't know. I'm not saying it's like a terrible movie, but I don't know. Anyway, they're in the plane for a while, and then eventually people get like picked off. Obviously, you know, like I don't know. A couple of them are obvious, and a couple of them are pretty good how it's done. But like he even uses one of the chicks like that got caught up as like bait. You know, he like dragged her to the top of a hill and like, you know, come and get her, you know, type of thing. You know, left her alive. It was like I kind of like the subtleties of that. Like Victor kind of like he was always smarter than he seemed. Like I said in one video, it's just like the more shit you talk to him, the more he's gonna make you suffer. I noticed that. Like the one guy in like I think it was the third movie, where he like the kid's on his stomach, the guy's on his stomach, and he's like fuck you, and Victor just puts his leg on his back and rips both of his arms off one by one, and then shoves his head into like the soft ground, into like the mud, and then he's just drowning in the mud. It's just like Victor did it slowly. He wanted the guy to fucking feel it. He's not just some I don't know simpleton, you know. I don't know. The only reason why I would say watch it anyways, because the characters are actually, they work kind of well together. Like the Asian dude, the author guy, he's got his wife, or his ex-wife is a talk show host. You know, like that daytime whatever talk show kind of Oprah shit, you know what I mean? Actually, she gets called Discount Oprah by one of the people, and I thought it was really funny. I think that's what she calls her. And then that like funny guy kind of hitting on this like, hitting on like the wild kind of girl and stuff like that, and it's kind of it's just funny the way that things go. But anyway, that guy, since we're on the final round already, let's just kind of I guess get into the fucking that one dude, the actor guy, has an idea. He's like, well, if the power can still work in this bitch, then we can get an engine fired up because there's one engine attached still. And then maybe use it as a weapon, you know, suck Victor into it and, you know, grind him up. So, like, he's in the cockpit, like, doing that while everybody's kind of, like, I guess, running distraction to keep him away from the plane. I feel like that was part of it, because I know that they left to try and get to a boat and then all this other shit, but I don't know, like, I know ultimately it was probably best for them to do that anyway, but, he ends up getting what? I think he ends up getting one or two more people at that point. I don't know. That talk show host lady's not a team player, so that was like that's an obvious one. I like kind of how they threw that in. Like that character kind of worked because it's just like your selfish, like city mainstream. She's like an ABC talk show, talk show, whatever. I don't know. It's funny to me, but let's see here. Yeah, so that guy had that idea. He gets it fired up, and like they get him almost into it, right? He's just holding on as the engine's like sucking him in. So like what ends up happening is like the funny guy looks at the chick that he's been hitting on. He was like, you know, he says something like, I don't know, I was gonna have your babies or something. I don't know, whatever. And then like he just tackles Crowley into it, and they both turn into mush. So, like, the goofy guy that everybody kind of thought was annoying was like, hey, when he's cracking his jokes, too, it's just like, it's not that bad. Like, he's like, that guy's actually kind of funny. Like, he's over the top a little bit, but it's not the worst. You don't really hate him. And then when he dies, it's just like, damn, he was a hero. It was his movie the whole time, you know? Where is he? Oh, he's right in front of me. Shit. This map's gonna be a bitch. Yeah, bitch. That was good. He's still standing. Yeah, you see that money over there. Kind of. Well, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. This movie was one of those movies that I was watching, and I'm just like, how the fuck? I was like, there's really not that much. It's almost like the second movie. I watched that one, and I was like, there's so much fucking filler and stupid shit in it that, like, I don't know. I was like, I was kind of hesitant to even talk about it, but I'm like, I got to finish the series at least. But it's just like, whatever. Just play a fucking good map ish. Like, that's one of my favorite ones because it gets kind of hectic. It's just small. Plus, it's buggy. You can bounce off the pillars like that. It's just fun. I don't know. It's not a too serious map or anything. And then just like, I don't know, talk about the better points of that movie. I mean, it's all right. I mean, that's why like I said, I would suggest watching it because like the characters kind of make it. You know, like there are characters there that are good characters, like they're with good relationships in that short period of time. You know, but like other than that, it's just I don't think that movie needed to be made, and if it did, it didn't need to be made like that. It was way more goofy than like it needed to be. But then they had that guy, you know, the G in the movie, the fucking guy who ends up being the hero. He was a bit over the top to where it was like, all right, that's what they wanted. You know what I mean? Like you can tell the tone that they wanted to be like. I don't know. Some people pick that though when they're making a movie because they know that they can't make it convincingly serious. And I think with like Hatchet, they could have made it a bit more serious. I think that if they would have stuck with the tone of the last three movies, it would have been so much better. But anyway, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you would just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very, very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. You have a good one, and I will catch you on the next one.